Embracer Group is not exactly living up to their name on this one, shutting down the studio formerly known as Square Enix Montreal just a few months after its acquisition. We've got all the details on everything happening with Studio Onoma.
And details have finally emerged regarding the PlayStation VR2. Hope you've been saving up. We're going to talk about all this stuff and much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back. We're the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're coming to you with all the biggest video game news. Coming on YouTube, Fruit Lab, podcast services everywhere. You know, there's no excuse not to be checking this show out, especially if you want to get that news. We got the news. We're here to talk about the news. My name is E-Rock the Red. I'm joined every single week by this man, Full Clip. What's the haps, my dude?
Yo, doing all right. I'm ready to put another week of gaming news out into the world. How you been?
Oh, man, I've been better. I'm a little under the weather. I got this head cold going on. Not COVID. Don't need to worry, guys. But no, it sucks. I feel shitty, and it sucks. But I've just been playing some games, and that's all you can do when you're exactly. And I've had some good games. I've just been playing Marvel Snap and Modern Warfare 2. I think those are the same ones I was playing when we talked about it last week. Yeah. But I've been playing a lot of both of those. So
yeah, same here.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I feel like if I have a good game on mobile and then a good game at home, I could be gaming 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I've been setting out to do. But yeah, that Snap, that's dope. I'm loving it. Modern Warfare 2. What's your take on it? Let me give you. Last we talked, it was just coming out. We haven't really given our review. What do you think?
Right. When it works, I enjoy it a lot. I mean, being in a match, the gunplay, everything like that feels good, and that's coming from somebody who really thought that hardcore mode was going to launch with this, even though we've not seen that yet and probably won't see it until Season 1 begins. I still like it. I'm still enjoying it. Enjoying that knockout mode we talked about back during the beta, I think.
Mm-hmm. I haven't tried that yet. I've just been doing, I really haven't messed around with anything. When I just jump right in, click on Quick Play, and then I'm in there. I haven't tried any of the other modes. So.
Oh, yeah, you'll end up in there eventually. I think it's under, the default filter is everything.
Okay. I think, and I might have... Knockout. What's that one? Explain it. So that's the...
So it's kind of like Search and Destroy where it's single elimination, but it has revives, and you want to be holding the bag of money at the end to win.
Okay. No, I did play some of that one. I do like that one a lot. I actually just took it off because I was playing with some friends. They did not like that mode. So I think I have to go back in and toggle that one back on because I did enjoy that one quite a bit. I'm not a fan of the hostage one or whatever that one is, where you have to carry the prisoners.
Yeah, I haven't played that one.
I think it's similar to the knockout one, except instead of a bag of money, there's people that you have to carry around. It's weird.
Oh yeah,
kind of like a capture the flag type thing, except the flags are people.
Yeah, I play a little Ground War and a little Invasion, which seem pretty similar, except one has a lot of bots, I think. So you have sort of like a PvP VE situation.
Gotcha.
But apparently, as far as gun camos go, everything counts unless it specifically says you need so many kills. But it all counts for XP for the camos. So right. I'm going to be playing a lot of that, trying to get those launchers leveled up.
Nice. Yeah, I was telling you before, I haven't really messed around with a lot of the guns. I found a loadout that works for me. I'm rocking the M4 assault rifle and a shotgun, the double primary. And loving it. I'm crushing. I'm out there crushing. I got my KDR is higher than it's ever been in any Call of Duty game. And it's fantastic. But so yeah, I gotta mess around with it a little bit more and see what else is out there. But right now, I'm enjoying just playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you check out we talked about the campaign, right? You never.
Yeah, I've not played it yet.
Yeah, me neither. I did see a few reviews. And it said it was meh, but I'll get into it one of these when my internet's not working one day.
Oh yeah,
Those are the best times to do it, when there's like the server's down or something like that, you know.
absolutely.
So, all right, shall we move on? Shall we get into some news and some new
Sounds
releases? All right, let's do it. Let's talk about our new releases from last week. Now, the video game companies, it's like they knew something massive was coming in the way of, well, last week we had Modern Warfare 2, next week God of War Ragnarok, and they're like, maybe this is not the best week to release new games, because there was not much good out this week. A couple of them though that I do want to talk about. The first one being Die by the Blade. This came out November 3rd on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One X and S. It's it's a fighter. It's a 1v1 fighter, but it's they describe it as samurai punk, which that sounds cool, right?
Yeah. Looks a lot more like, a Street Fighter type of game than I expected, but with swords.
Exactly. And the idea behind it is cool. Like, I don't know, like just looking at the trailer, I'm like, I don't know about this one, but the idea behind it is cool in that they're short matches. There's no health bars when you're fighting against someone, and it's all about parrying and learning the mechanics behind the different weapons and that sort of thing, because you could have a one-hit kill. You could hit someone one time and like they're dead, and that's in this is story, local and online multiplayer, or you could chop off their arm. So like that sort of stuff, very cool. You don't see that often, but yeah, I would like to see some gameplay. I just saw the trailer. I would like to actually, I got to go on maybe like YouTube or Twitch and see if I can find someone playing this game, because I'm intrigued by it, by the idea of like you could go online and play someone and just smoke them in 5 seconds, which is scary to me as being not good at these games, because I feel like that is a turnoff big time.
Oh yeah, because I can imagine if you get in there trying to play casual and you've got like Mortal Kombat 10 pros on the other end.
Yeah, just lighting you up. But it's a great idea. I'm looking to see more of that. But yeah, it's all about combos, parrying, mechanics, all the stuff I'm terrible at. So if you've played this game, Die by the Blade, let us know how it is, if it's fun, if it's terrible. Those are the only two options. All right, next up, The Entropy Center also came out November 3rd, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One X and S. Now this one's a little bit more up my alley, as they say. It's a first-person puzzle game. Give me them puzzle games. This one you gotta like manipulate time, so like you can say there's like a column that's like falling, you could like put it back up to get like reset the world or whatever. And it looks really, really cool. The graphics look great, and it kind of gives me a little bit of a Portal vibe, in that you're in this you're all by yourself, you're in this like sci-fi world, and you go into each one of these new rooms and you have to basically solve the puzzle to get through the room to the next one. The mechanics very different, obviously, but yeah, I'm 100% in this one. I got a review copy, and I will report back. But right now it's looking fantastic. 85 on Metacritic. So the reviews are in, and they're liking it.
Nice.
Yeah. Is this one for you? You like puzzle games?
It looked interesting. Yeah, I enjoy the puzzle games. The one thing that I noticed in the trailer is that you're carrying around a gun the whole time, but I don't know if I ever saw them actually use it. So I don't know if there's shooting mechanics or exactly what to expect. So
yeah,
you need to see some gameplay.
The gun is the thing that manipulates time. So
gotcha.
It shoots out like a beam of like energy that will like I said, if the thing is falling, it'll like put it back up, basically.
Yeah.
Or it'll move like something around. I don't know.
I'll
let you know.
Yeah. Looked like the setting was sort of like out in space looking at Earth, and worst case scenario, like the Earth blows up from the trailer.
Exactly. Yeah. From the story, I think it says like you're like the last person somewhere and you have to save the world, which is right up my alley. I'm always saving the world, like regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's it. Those were our two new releases. Like I said, not much. everybody's afraid of God of War, and as they should be, because the review embargo just lifted today, and they're saying it's like one of the greatest games ever made. So, got me intrigued. I still have to finish the previous God of War, but I am intrigued. Like, it's getting like perfect scores, like from every outlet.
Yeah.
So I think right now it's sitting at 94, 95 on Metacritic, which is insane.
That's like Elden Ring numbers.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be talking about this one in Game of the Year. Absolutely. But we'll talk about more of that next week when it does officially release. So let's switch things up and talk about our news of the week. All right, first up, it's a combination. It's one of those that we like to do where we combine the news of the week and the new releases because it's a little bit of both. The Game Pass games for November were announced, and some of them are out now. Let's run through the list. The Legend of Tian Ding is available now. This is a day one release, and it's on cloud, console, and PC. It's a Kung Fu side-scrolling beat-em-up. I'm hearing good things about that one. I'll check that one out. And let's see what else is out. The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, the complete season, and The Walking Dead: Michonne, the complete season. Both of those are out now on PC, so you could play those Telltale games and do exciting things. And then another one that's out now, Ghost Song. This is another day one release, available on cloud, console, and PC. This one I'm really excited for. I was watching some stuff about it. It's like a Metroidvania. Looks really cool.
Yeah, the artistic style in this really stood out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm hearing the gameplay. It's a classic. Like, it's a really well-made game. So, yeah, that one I will jump in very soon. And then November 8th, Football Manager 2023 is available day one on PC. And then Football Manager 2023 console, also available day one on the cloud, console, and PC. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if there's any difference. I know either way, you're hiking the football. Tom Brady's throwing those deep bombs, right?
Tom Brady.
He's chucking them.
The other guy.
Yep, Joe Montana.
Uh-huh.
That's the only football there is. Return to Monkey Island, November 8th, cloud, console, and PC. And then Vampire Survivors comes to console on November 10th. Buddies of mine have been playing this on PC, loving it. They're obsessed with it. And when I saw that this was coming out, I was like, I get to try it, because so far it's only been out on PC. This is its first entry into console. So I don't really know what it is, but it's like a top-down thing where you have to fight off like hordes of monsters. But they're obsessed.
Yeah. Very old school, very like pixelated style.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a lot of shooting going on.
Yeah.
But it looks interesting.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. And then November 15th, Pentiment is a day one release on cloud, console, and PC. This is another one that had me right from when it was announced, just due to its art style. It's like a living illustrated world is what they're calling it, inspired by illuminated manuscripts and printed woodcuts.
Yeah. Looks like it actually, like you're playing on a medieval tapestry.
Yeah, I love that idea. It seems really cool. I don't even know the story. We'll figure that out, but it's worth a check out just based on looks alone, right?
Yeah.
Somerville comes out November 15th, another day one game on console and PC. This is a invasion that's left the world in a catastrophe, and you got to make your family whole again. I don't know what that is. I didn't see any video of it.
This one would be my top pick for the week, actually, because it's from the creator of Inside and Limbo.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
I've always, tried to promote those games because they're great indie titles, and this looks like another one following in their footsteps.
All right. Yeah. No, you had me right there. I'm in now. If it's anything like those games, I could kind of sense what style it's going to be. But oh, that's awesome. Looking forward to that now. And that's it. So that's the first half of November announced. We'll usually get the other one in a couple weeks. But leaving this month, Football Manager 2022, Art of Rally, Fey Tactics, Next Space Rebel, One Step from Eden, Superland, and Subnautica. So get those games in if they sound exciting. All right, let's continue talking about Game Pass with the continuing saga of Call of Duty on PlayStation consoles. There was another interesting moment this week when Phil Spencer, he was on, what was he on? He was on Same Brain. This is a YouTube channel, and doing an interview, and he had a couple of interesting quotes, kind of put to bed some of the things we've been talking about for a long time regarding Call of Duty showing up on PlayStation. So the specific quote, we're not taking Call of Duty from PlayStation. That's not our intent. Our intent is not to do that. And as long as there's a PlayStation out there to ship to, our intent is that we'll continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation, similar to what we've done with Minecraft since we owned that. We've expanded the places where people can play Minecraft. We haven't reduced the places, and it's been good. It's been good for the Minecraft community, in my opinion, and we want to do the same when we think where Call of Duty can go over the years. So that's kind of it. I think we could stop talking about it. Right?
Yep, that's the last news we'll ever hear on that.
Yeah, it's official. Call of Duty on PlayStation for the end until the end of time.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that in the deal they proposed to Sony, that's what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, they were only going to give them like a guarantee of 3 more years. So if this is the sentiment at Xbox, why not say 10? Why not say 15 years and just bury the hatchet, get this over with?
Yeah, I'm not certain the behind the scenes things, but we've got him. He admitted it. It'll never change. But it does make sense. Like as of June, there have been 20 million PS5s shipped, and they're expecting an additional 20 million to be sold by the end of the fiscal year. So think of you're $70 a pop for a Call of Duty game on each one of those, in addition to people, having people go play on Game Pass or whatever, if they put it on there. So I think they'll be fine. I think Microsoft will be fine. Sony will be fine. We'll all be fine. All us Call of Duty fans will be playing it wherever we want. So that I thought was interesting. Another interesting thing from him, he said along the same lines. Said, for Xbox itself, players who invested in our console, the biggest addition you're going to see is some great games coming to Game Pass. This isn't going to be about pulling those communities off of those other platforms, but I want it to be a great place to see those games. So they're really focusing everything at Game Pass. It's all about what we can do on Game Pass, get the subscribers, come into this service, and, it's interesting, their business model. Because the other thing that we found out is that every console they sell, they're selling at a loss of like a couple $100, not just like $20-$50, which you would think is the norm, but like hundreds of dollars. He's saying that's insane.
Yeah, which it's been kind of expected and a said but not definitely confirmed thing for a while, that they sell at a loss, both them and Sony. And the only one who doesn't is Nintendo. Because Nintendo's Nintendo, and you can't mess with Nintendo's money.
Exactly, yeah. So even like Sony, like we knew that they sold at a loss. I don't think it was close to this amount, though. And they raised the price. They announced the increase in their price of that. And then at the time, Phil Spencer was like, we're not raising our price. Sony sucks.
Well, until after the holiday season, he says.
Exactly, yeah. And now that he's saying that this, a couple quotes regarding this from Phil Spencer. He says, consoles as a business model in the overall scope of gaming is fairly small relative to the places people play. Consoles evolved to a business model much different from phones, where consoles are actually sold at a loss in the market. So when somebody goes and they buy an Xbox at their local retailer, we're subsidizing that purchase somewhere between $100 and $200, with the expectation that we will recoup that investment over time through accessory sales and storefront. He also said, we've held price on our console. We've held price on games and our subscription. I don't think that we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we'll have to raise some prices on certain things, but going into this holiday, we thought it was important to maintain the prices. So, when do you think this is going to happen? January 1st?
Yeah, January 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's far off that we see. We've been talking about a price hike to Game Pass for a while.
Yeah.
We've been speculating. So, that I don't, yeah, I think that one will come soon. And then, yeah, $200, $100 to $200 loss on every console. That's that. I mean, you gotta do something about that. I feel like it's but yeah, it's interesting the whole thing. It's just, I mean, it's unprecedented. Never before has an existing console has the price gone up for that. So I think being part of that industry, they're like, no, we can't do that. But I think when PlayStation is like, okay, we're gonna do it. I think it made it easier for Microsoft to be like, okay, I think we can do it too. But first, we're going to stick it to them a little bit and say we're not doing it. So,
and typically about this time in a console generation, we'd be seeing like the next version of the console coming out, like a Slim or something like that.
True.
Usually at a decent price, a little cheaper than the original launch, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole interesting thing, and yeah, we're here for it. Keep it tuned to Gaming News Weekly, and we're gonna consistently talk weekly about Phil Spencer and what the hell's going on over there at Microsoft Xbox. But yeah, he's keeping it fun, that's for sure. All right, let's move on. Details are out. PSVR2 has been announced. The release date, February 22nd, 2023. The price, $549.99. Yes, more expensive than a PlayStation 5. Wow. So you can start to pre-order it as of November 15th. What's your take on this?
Well, I don't know everything about the PlayStation VR system, so it doesn't do anything without the PlayStation 5, does it?
Right.
So it's kind of like pairing an Oculus, or formerly Oculus, now Meta, Quest headset to a PC or something like that, except that is a standalone console and it costs $300.
Right.
So I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very good value for your money as far as like the competition there is concerned.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm going to have to have hands-on. We've talked about it a bunch of times. I go back and forth on whether or not I want it. I have the current PlayStation VR, and I loved it. I thought like it was more than just a gimmick. It was more than just novelty. It was a great game, and I spent a lot of time in there. The last year or so, I haven't spent too much time in there. It's moved to a different room, so like I don't just go and pop it on, So I was always on the fence about getting this. When I saw the price, I had a little sticker shock, and then I was like, well, I don't know what I expected. I guess I expected maybe around $400. I think that's where I was looking at, and at that price, I probably would have jumped on it when it came out. And I mean, now we're talking, with tax, so it's $600. It's rough, and then you got to buy all the games on top of it. Yeah, I don't know. What really did me in last time when the first one was coming out is that I got to try it and I saw just how amazing it was. Now, if that's if that's an option and I get to try this, like that part of me where like I need to have the coolest shit, like that's gonna win out, and I'm just gonna like sell a kidney or something. But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk about it a little bit more. It comes with the headset, the PSVR2 Sense controllers, and stereo headphones. And there's also a PlayStation VR2 Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle that is $5.99, and that includes everything plus a voucher code for Horizon Call of the Mountain. That's their new, that's the big game, the console mover on this one. So, yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I think the selling point is going to have to be in those exclusives and what you can get on here that you cannot get on PC, Oculus, things like that.
Yeah, and they did. So that was the other thing. They also announced an additional 11. was it 11 titles set to come out. So they're talking about having at release of the PlayStation VR 20 available games, and now some of them are like new versions of previous games on the PlayStation VR that if you already own them, you can get a free upgrade, which I thought that's awesome that they're doing that, you know? So that makes a lot of sense. But I just want to run through the new announced games real fast. The Dark Pictures Switchback VR, that one right there, I was like, when I first read that, I was like, God damn it. Like, dude, I love the games that Supermassive Games puts out. So I was like, shit, this could be, you know, that might be the one. Like, if I get a chance to play that, they make some really spooky games, and in VR, spooky games are the best types, you know?
Yeah.
Crossfire Sierra Squad, that's a first-person shooter, which I've tried a couple first-person shooters in VR, and I always get, like, motion sickness because you got to, like, you know, move around and stuff like that. So those are tough. I'm interested to see what these are like in the new PSVR. The Light Brigade, single-player roguelike. Cities VR Enhanced Edition, so that's like City Skyline, like a SimCity type thing, which I always thought were really cool when you have, like, that godlike view, and you can just reach out and, like, you know, your menu is your hands, and you can reach out and grab stuff and move it around. I thought that's always a pretty cool idea. Cosmonious High, that's the newest game from Alchemy Labs. They did the job simulator games. They always make super fun games. This one sounds interesting. New Hello Neighbor PlayStation VR game with that spooky mustachioed man. I don't like him. A Jurassic World game. So dinosaurs in VR. Who doesn't love that, you know? Pistol Whip VR. That's a action rhythm game. And that's one where there's Pistol Whip VR out now. And you could get the free upgrade onto the VR2. Zenith, The Last City. That's another one that is out. There's a current version out, and that you can get the free upgrade. After the Fall, it's a co-op shooter set in a post-apocalyptic version of Los Angeles. That one sounds really cool. It's a 32 real players at a time in that one. You can play with up to 4 people. I don't think I will ever know 4 people that have a PlayStation VR though. You know, what am I, a bunch of rich people? Tentacular, I don't know what that is. And then Horizon Call of the Mountain and Resident Evil Village to round out the lineup. So some interesting games, but like I said, I'm gonna need to get some hands-on time with this thing if it's gonna really move me.
Yeah. Tell you the free upgrade business is very good because we talked about this when it was reported originally, but they said that it won't be like backward compatible with the games from the PlayStation.
Right, yeah.
PS5 VR1, whatever you'd call that.
Yeah. Lots of letters and numbers in there.
Yeah.
So that is good. I like that that's setting the tone for some of the other games. I'm sure, you know, like Beat Saber and all the big popular games that they have where they just keep updating the content and you don't really need a sequel, you know? So I like that they're doing that for those. So very cool. We'll see, you know, what else is coming out in the lead up to February 22nd. All right, next up, Marvel and EA have signed a deal that will see EA bring 3 games set in the Marvel universe. So the first one, we talked about it before, Iron Man. It's a new single-player game coming out from EA. And then I don't know. 2 more games. No information about what they are, whether or not they'll be single-player games or multiplayer games or games as service games. No one knows.
Yeah, I can tell you what I'd like to see.
What would you like to see?
Are you familiar with the Star Wars Battlefront series, the way that worked?
Uh-huh.
I feel like it'd be pretty cool to have like a Marvel movie type of Battlefront game, I guess. Mm-hmm. But your ultimate heroes or whatever that you unlock are the heroes, the Hulk. So you get to upgrade to the Hulk and start smashing your PvE enemies.
I didn't even know I wanted it until just now, and I love it. That's all I want now. Yeah, and now you know every single Marvel character because of Marvel Snap.
Yeah, every single one.
Uh-huh. I mean, they're pretty much every single one is in that game. So that's an amazing idea. I want to see it. But, yeah, other than that, I would like, you know, maybe a Thor game. Thor's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. I could do with a Thor single player game where he's bonking people on the head with his hammer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, classic. But yeah, that's it's exciting. I know people, you know, the cool thing is to hate on EA for all the shit they've given us and the microtransactions and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping they could do good by these. And yeah, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I buy them even when they're shit. So, you know, I'm the wrong person to be talking about this. Like, I enjoyed the Avengers, the who was it, the Eidos, Square Enix, whoever made that game, the games of service game. The story in that one, it felt like I was playing a Marvel movie. I loved it, but then they added on all this garbage that was like they're trying to make it like Destiny, where it's like you got to do all these quests and a daily thing and like upgrade and buy this stuff. Ugh, that stunk. But the story and like the cinematics and everything, mwah, fantastic. So,
Yeah. How about Guardians of the Galaxy? That
was another one. Dude, in fact, I just like I've been struggling with like keep having enough space on my PlayStation for like all these other games, and I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy in a while. And I was like, oh, I don't want to delete it off of there because like once it's off of there, then you know, I'm not as apt to go and just jump right back into it. But I did. I deleted it just yesterday. I blame Call of Duty. So, but yeah, I want to get back into it and finish it up because I was having so much fun. It's a very, very fun game. You know, the gameplay dynamic and the art style and the everything. It was a fun game. I definitely recommend it, especially now that you're a huge fan of Marvel characters.
Oh yeah.
All right, and last up, it was just like weeks ago that we talked about Embracer Group acquiring Square Enix's Western divisions. They even renamed them. So Onoma was just the new name of, it was previously Square Enix Montreal, and now it doesn't matter what we call it because they shut it down. They closed the doors. They said, this name is stupid. We're shutting it down. I'm just assuming that's why they closed it, but I could be wrong. But yeah, this was their like mobile. They were making mobile games. They did like Hitman Go and those popular mobile games. But yeah, they shut it down. What do you think about that?
I'm just kind of shocked, like everybody. I mean, what was the point? I guess that they acquire a few people because they say a few people are going to go over to the other studios, and Embracer Group owns like everything anyway.
They do. But they're buying it all. It was which is why it was a surprise.
Just it makes you wonder what's going on and who's not communicating with who in that company to have this kind of thing happen the way it happened.
And what's interesting is that so they're taking this studio, known for these, you know, the mobile games, and they're shifting them. So they moved the staff to other, you know, they're moving them onto other studios or whatever because they're shifting their focus to console and PC releases, which is totally fine. Sure, that's their thing. But it's funny how so many other companies are doing the opposite and shifting to mobile gaming. So it just seems it was a surprise.
Yeah. That is interesting because that seems to be where everybody thinks the money is coming up. So Netflix is doing it. Can't remember, but it seems like we talk about somebody every week who's trying to bolster their mobile.
Microsoft, we just talked about them. You know, creating a mobile store for you know, their games and moving all that stuff over there. So yeah. Or even Sony. Like, I think we just talked about Sony a couple weeks ago buying a studio just to create mobile properties of their first-party titles. So it was interesting. So they moved a bunch of people over to Eidos Montreal, and they had a bunch of new projects, and they have a partnership with Xbox. But right now, I guess they also canceled one of their games over at Eidos Montreal. They were working on a rumored Stranger Things Kids on Bikes game. So, Yeah, and since then there's been a rumor that there's a new Deus Ex game that they're working on, and then they're working on the new Fable game along with Xbox. So Eidos Montreal, I guess they've got their hands full. So maybe it was just like that. Maybe they like, listen, we got a lot going on. We need some help. So they're just like, here, take these guys. They're not doing anything. I don't know. It was a surprise,
Strange.
though.
Yeah.
This is why we're not.
I hadn't heard about this new Fable game.
Yeah. Are you a Fable guy?
Yeah. Well, I played the originals, but maybe I'll have to check that out, see if I can do like an STD speed run.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means, but yeah, anytime you talk about STD in a speed run, I am in. Because I nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got my first STD when I was 11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I got the speed run record. Yeah, I never played any of the Fable games. I didn't have an Xbox when I was younger, and I missed out on them. They're on Game Pass now. I could go play them, but I feel like they're probably. You think they hold up?
Oh, they're going to be dated in graphics alone, so it'd be tough. But they were like kind of cutting edge in what it lets you do for their time.
I didn't know you could get STDs. So
you can marry, you can cheat on your spouse, you can get STDs and give them to your spouse.
Really? That's a weird fable, but very interesting. All right, I'm gonna go play some Fable. So let's get out of here. Thanks so much for checking out this week's Gaming News Weekly. Before we leave, Mr. Full Clip, you got anything you want to add this week?
Nah, nothing this week.
Perfect. I don't know if you could hear the nasaliness in my voice and as I struggle to speak these words, but yeah, I'm gonna go play some Marvel Snap. I'm gonna lay down on the couch, play some Marvel Snap. Have you played Marvel Snap and then fallen asleep while you were playing it yet?
No. You having dreams of it?
I definitely have dreams of it, but there's been times where I'll be playing a game and like I'm in the middle of a match and I fall asleep. And then, I feel bad because I have lost. I just bailed on that match and lost. But
definitely played against some people who want to put me to sleep.
Yeah,
as slow as they are.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they wait till the end of the turn every single time. But so I'm gonna go lay on the couch and play some Marvel Snap. That's my plan. Thanks so much for checking this out. You could check us out on Fruit Lab individually and together as Gaming News Weekly. I am Erect the Red. This guy is Full Clip. We're there posting our video clips, video games. I'm sure you'll be seeing lots of Modern Warfare 2 stuff from both of us. And then Gaming News Weekly, featured there every single Monday. You can find the newest episode. You can also find it at Pop Culture Playground on YouTube a little bit later. And then, a bunch of other shit that I'm doing on YouTube is there. You can find Full Clip on YouTube at GameFAQs, GameFAX, and then anywhere podcasts are available, you can check out the audio version of this show. Listen to it on the go, on your commute to work, at the gym, all that good stuff. You just talk, we're talking games. That's all we do. And then we are on TikTok. You can go get the juicy bits, the meaty juicy bits, available on TikTok right there. I think that's all I got. Thanks so much for checking us out, and we will see you next week with more video game news. Bye-bye.